meal. And the price of gas would not be over $2 a gallon if it hadn't been for Abraham and Hagar. Okay, that'd be more if the Jews had control of all of it. They like money too. But the Romans and Byzantines, you know, trampled the city of Jerusalem. Chuck Missler's got all kinds of stuff on the Jerusalem and the problems they've had with Islam over the years. It's been trampled down by the Gentiles. The Bible says, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all people. We've got a ton of stuff in our college class CSE 200 series about Islam. One of the books we sell in our bookstore, and I don't get off into every single religion there is, but Islam is a growing, powerful religion, and you need to study it, is this little booklet, Who is this Allah? On page 27, he says, the last hour will not come before the Muslims fight the Jews and the Muslims kill them. That's their plan. The purest joy in Islam is to kill and be killed for Allah. After killing tens of thousands of non-Muslims in Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini said, in Persia, no people have been killed so far, only beasts. Because he thought they're not Muslims, so they're not really people. Allah created Adam, making him 60 cubits tall, according to Baqarah, volume 4. That's 90 foot tall. I mean, you believe that? Adam was 90 feet tall? In the third surah, verse 105, it says, in the great and final redemption, only white faces shall be saved, all black faces will be condemned. In other words, you got to be white to go to heaven, to the Muslim heaven. Okay? In the fourth surah, it says, marry as many women as you like, 1, 2, 3, or 4. In Islam, they tell the people you can have 4 wives, but only 4. So what they'll do is they'll get 3 wives, and then the 4th one, they have what they call convenience marriages. You can marry somebody for 15 minutes and then divorce them. So you can have all the concubines you want. Oh, I was only married 15 minutes. There's no law against that. That's their law. It says you can do that. In volume 1, it says, Abu reported, when any of you wakes from sleep, he performs ablution. He must clean his nose 3 times. For the devil spends the night in the interior of the nose. Good Muslims will get up in the morning, suck water into their nose, and blow it back out 3 times. That's got to hurt. Why? Well, because the devil lives in your nose. While you're sleeping, the devil crawls in. That's what they teach. Okay? Baqarah, volume 4 says that Satan stays in the upper part of the nose all night. Well, guess what expression we get from that? The boogeyman. Right? The boogerman. Abdu reported, the Apostle Allah said, people should avoid lifting their eyes toward the sky while supplicating in prayer. Otherwise, their eyes would be snatched away. If you're praying and you look up, your eyes will be popped out of your head. He reported non-Muslims eat in 7 intestines while a Muslim eats in 1. Is there a biological difference between non-Muslims and Muslims? Do non-Muslims have 7 intestines? You studied anatomy, Adam. Is that in there? Pretty much the same. If you do an autopsy, I bet you'd find they're the same. Don Boys, my friend up in Chattanooga, Tennessee area, has written a great book called Islam, America's Trojan Horse. His website's fabulous too, CST, Common Sense Today, news.com. You can read about more about Islam. He's really received some flack for even writing the book. Okay, what about Mormons? What do they believe? Are they a Christian religion? Joseph Smith said, I see no faults in the church, and therefore let me be resurrected with the saints. Whether I ascend to heaven or descend to hell or go to any other place, if we go to hell, we will turn the devils out of doors and make a heaven out of it. Where this people are, there is good society. What do we care where we are if the society be good? Joseph Smith didn't know if he was going to heaven or hell, by the way. God made Aaron to be a mouthpiece to the children of Israel, and he will make me be God to you in his stead. If you don't like it, you must lump it. That's what Joseph Smith said. Joseph Smith said, there are men living on the moon who dress like Quakers and live to be nearly 1,000 years old. Well, we've been to the moon a bunch of times now. Are there Quakers up there? This is scientifically inaccurate, okay? He's wrong. Official Mormon doctrine is someday we get to become God. The Mormons teach, as we are, Adam, or God once was, God used to be a man, and as God is, we shall be. And they think Adam became God. So when they pray, Heavenly Father, they're praying to Adam. There's some good books we offer. Here you can get on Mormonism. The Secret History of the Mormon Church is excellent. This shows some of the history of how people have been killed trying to leave Mormonism. Because if you start speaking out against Mormonism or try to leave the religion, I mean in the old days especially, you'd get killed. They just find you dead someplace in the middle of the, desert. If you want to read more on that. Mormonism, a way that seemeth right, is also good. It's nothing but questions for Mormons. There's one we offer by Thomas Hines, Answers to My Mormon Friends, if you want to read up on that. There's a good book, the red one, Mormonism, Mama and Me. This is the more gentle approach. It's just a grandma type, hey, honey, you know, do you really believe that? Now, why is that? It's kind of a softer, gentler approach to reaching Mormons, if you want to. The ultimate authority on Mormons that I have seen is Gerald and Sandra Tanner in Utah, Salt Lake City, utlm.org, Utah Lighthouse Mission. This is real fine print of everything you ever wanted to know and a whole lot more on Mormonism. It is phenomenal, the stuff that the Mormons believe. Joseph Smith forged the book. Somebody else had taken a book to the printer to get printed. It was a Baptist who got mad at his church, and he wrote a story about, it was a novel actually. Well, Joseph Smith apparently got that, the draft copy. We have on CD available here, if you want to get it, the actual photocopies of the pages that he took to the printer and said, this is what I want printed. Supposed to be the most perfect book on earth. He said he got these special seer stones that he would put these golden plates that he got from the angel Moroni. He put them in a hat. He'd look in there with the seer stone, and he had a curtain beside him, and he would read to his friend, Hiram, I believe it was, who wrote down everything. When he got done writing all this through the curtain, Hiram never got to see the golden. Nobody ever got to see the golden plates. Nobody, except Joseph. He told people about them. Okay? There were no golden plates. But he said he translated it through this special seer stone because it was written in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. He's reading the text of this book that he stole from the printer, apparently. Okay? And when he got all done writing it, they took it to the printer to get printed. They said it's the most perfect book ever written. It came straight from God. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of mistakes in it and corrections. If you want to see the actual one, call our office. We'll have the CD available. I got it in my office. Stack up, and Paul, we can produce those on Mormonism. So I'm not anti-Mormon. I'm for truth and against error, and what they teach is error. We've got a ton of stuff on Mormonism if you want to read it. Lucy Macksmith said, Joseph was running through the woods at the top of his speed for 3 miles with the gold plates tucked under his arm. And 3 people came out, and he had to knock 3 different people down. While he's running with these plates, full blast, with the plates under his arm, golden plates, 3 people attacked him. He knocked them down with one hand and kept running to the house. The size of the golden plates, this is a picture of what they would have been. This is one that the Tanners have in their museum, of the golden plates of the size that Joseph Smith said they were. This is out of lead. Now, gold is a lot heavier than lead. The golden plates, that size, the dimensions were given several times. Joseph Smith told them how wide they were, etc. They would weigh 230 pounds. Paul, you lift weights a lot. Can you run with 230 pounds under one arm? No. They have competition in New York every year. I forget what they call it, but they bring all these bodybuilders and huge muscle guys in and say, let's see who can run 3 miles carrying these plates under their arm. They got a huge prize for anybody can do it. The farthest anybody's made it with under one arm is 75 feet. That's walking, carrying 230 pounds under one arm. Good luck, okay? I don't buy that story that Joseph Smith told. I think he's lying, okay? Questions. Why did Joseph Smith try to join the Methodist Church in 1828 when in 1820 the Lord told him all of the churches were wrong and they were an abomination? Why? Just questions. The book Mormonism, A Way That Seemeth Right is mostly just questions. It's here, and here we go. Now, I would differ with these guys on several things, okay? I'm not promoting everything they believe, but this book is well done. It's just simply questions to ask Mormons. Like, why does your one book say you have to have more than one wife to be saved, and your other book says if you have more than one wife, you're damned? Which is it? You know, just obvious contradictions in the Mormon religion. And again, I'm not anti-Mormon. I'm for truth and against error. Why weren't the 3 witnesses in the book to the Book of Mormon taken to Joseph Smith's house and show him the golden plates? Why did he only take them to the woods and they saw the plates in a vision? Nobody ever saw those golden plates. The Book of Mormon says the final battle between the Nephites and Lamanites was on the hill Cumorah in New York. Well, there had been nothing ever found there. No evidence at all found of a battle where millions died. There are a couple of great DVDs out now called The Bible versus the Book of Mormon and DNA versus the Book of Mormon. Did you get to see either of those, Jonathan? No, they're in the library if you want to check those out. Okay.